at his pro day.
5'7"?
Yeah. 5'7" with a 42.5-inch vertical, and he ran a 4.2740.
Jesus.
4.2940.
That's fast. And a 42-inch vertical?
42.5-inch vertical.
Damn. That's like almost a person, like almost as tall as him.
Yeah, and not only was like he's striding it out, but you could tell he's like fast. Like Percy Harvin second gear fast.
Think you win a race against Hill?
That might be a tie.
Yeah.
Potentially, because Hill put on some weight. Hill looks like a running back, and he's still fast. Rondale Moore, that'll be interesting. And if he goes to the Chiefs, I'm probably going to throw up in my mouth. I can't take that shit.
Another fast receiver.
But like, dog, you don't need any more fast guys. Kansas City, you have enough.
Well, they got to replace Sammy Watkins.
That's all I have to say about that. Yeah. So, another pro day. South Carolina. So, wide receiver Shi Smith, who did really great at the Senior Bowl, ran a 4.43, 30 centimeters vert. Jace Horn, Joe Horn's son, ran a 4.3740.
Oh, wow.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just going to jump straight to UCLA's pro day. Hey, Pete.
He's probably getting tacos right now.
Yeah, it's college football. He's definitely probably going to go get tacos. So, Demetric Felton, wide receiver / running back, ran a 4.55. Between a 4.55 and a 4.58. So, take what you wanted with that one. Wasn't really speed that he was known for, but he can still be valuable at some level. So, I'm not going to totally throw him away. Can't really just do that. Florida State. So, Asante Samuel Jr., a potential first-round pick, he ran a 4.45. Defensive tackle Marvin Wilson, who's been projected a first-round pick for like 2 years now, ran a 5.12, which is pretty good. Missouri's pro day. Linebacker Nick Bolton measured in at like 5'11", 237, ran a 4.59. 24 bench press reps. 4.59 is excellent for a middle linebacker. Let's see. Iowa's pro day. They had a linebacker run a 4.46. That was a notable standout.
You're calling it excellent when all these safeties are playing linebacker?
I mean, but if they're naturally a linebacker, like in some cases, yeah, they're really linebackers who are safeties. But with some of these pro days, and we got to remember sometimes with some of these pro days, you got to add like a tenth of a second on to whatever they ran, because it'd be kind of some bullshit. But, in other cases, it's solid. So, TCU's pro day, right? Trevon Morig, I don't know how to say his last name, ran a 4.540. But also had a hurt shoulder, so there's that. Let's go to Mississippi State. Kalen Hill. We talked about it before on this podcast, where he pretty much stood up when everybody was going through all those issues with whether they were going to play or not. If Mississippi was racist, should they get the state flag changed? Then he played a couple games and then decided to sit out. He ran like a 4.51 as a pro day. So that's good enough for a running back. It's faster than Josh Jacobs. So, we'll call that one a win. Pete, did you hear what I said about Felton out of UCLA?
No, I'm good.
He ran a 4.55, 4.58. That's your boy, though. let's see, de-estrage. Say what?
They want to know.
It's dark. You can't even see at night.
If I can, I have glasses.
You probably got it.
No, I have backup.
Is this totally happening to me right now?
It is.
Yeah, so Ole Miss Pro Day, wide receiver review. Elijah Moore was clocked at like a 4.32 40. Some people are saying 4.35. And ran really good shuttle times. So, yeah. Ole Miss, if you want an NFL receiver, just draft one from there. Because they just produce them at insanely high clips. It makes no sense. Now, on to, before I get to USC, you know what, I'm just going straight to USC. Amon-Ra St. Brown ran a 4.51. Honestly, I thought with that 40 time, you'd have been better off just going back to school. Tyler Vaughns probably should have stayed an extra year. He ran like a 4.62, only did 7 bench press reps. Wasn't really impressive at all. His pro day, probably should have just stayed in college, bro. They gave you an extra year. You could have just made your way up in the record books, but I get you don't want to play for free. But I don't know who's drafting Tyler Vaughns with that workout. Amon-Ra St. Brown probably might be like a 4th or 5th round pick. 4.51 slot guy. Also, man, it is cold in here. Wow. Jay Tuafele potentially might be a first round pick. He ran like a 4.93. No, 4.97. For USC tackle, running under 5 seconds. That's really impressive. Had like 30 bench press reps. Elijah Vera Tucker ran a 5.1. He might be a left tackle in the league, or he might be like a Zach Martin type guard. But everybody's calling him a tackle. But he ran a 5.140, 36 bench press reps. So strength, speed, for that guy, you got it all. Now, this might be the record for just the most insane pro day ever. Or one of the most insane pro days ever. Ohio State hasn't come up yet, so if like Justin Fields runs a 4.2, I'm gonna know like I'm taking 0.2 of a second off that shit because Ohio State has a fast track. They're known for it. But Penn State, Mekhi Parsons, he called off the season, decided not to play. Was considered a top 10 player, generational talent at linebacker. He's an inside linebacker. Probably gonna play Will at the next level, whatever. He ran a 4.39 for a 6'3", 246-pound linebacker, middle linebacker. He ran a 4.39 40.
Wait, where's this guy from?
Penn State.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, I've been hearing about him.
The last time he played was in the Cotton Bowl, and he had like 14 tackles, I think 2 sacks, a couple of pass breakups. Like, he's a monster for sure. And now he pretty much broke the record for like fastest 40 time for a Penn State linebacker ever. Like, there are receivers who never run that fast. Corners. Like, it's insane speed for a linebacker, and he ran a 4.39 smoothly. A lot of people were saying he's almost as good as Devin White, not as good, but he's better than Devin Bush, who went to Pittsburgh. So that's interesting. He had 19 bench press reps too. Now Jason Owe, defensive end for Penn State, 6'5", 260 or 257. He ran a 4.36 40.
Jesus.
I'm gonna say this again. Pete, you there? Pete, you get robbed? Wake up, Pete.
I'm awake. I'm just dealing with shit over here.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Penn State. Jesus Christ, Pete. I'm talking about Penn State's pro day. And Jason Owe, the defensive end, he ran a 4.36 40.
I know, I saw that.
At 6'5", 260. That is ungodly athleticism. But it's kind of sad because his speed doesn't show up on tape. because he's only played like 3 years of football. He played 2 years of football in high school and 1 at Penn State.
Damn.
And he had no sacks last year. This past season.
So he's a 6-round pick?
No, some people are seeing him as a first-round pick.
Good Lord.
But, I mean, if you're 6'5", and they have kind of a hybrid defense, you're 6'5", 260, and he can play the run. He's not like a total washout. But he can play the run. He can do some things. He's kind of inconsistent with his pass rush. And he runs a 4.36 and a 39-inch vertical. I mean, speed, explosion. He has some strength, length. Like, that's a guy I'm okay with risking a first-round pick on. Second-round pick, realistically. If he's still there in a second, you have to take him. Because that's 4.3 speed. Like, let's not kid ourselves. There's not many human beings who can...
Obi Malafanu?
Obi Malafanu isn't even a good safety, and his brother's a better corner than him. And his brother...
That's what I'm saying.
Obi's just big, fast, and useless.
Well, he blew up the combine, too.
Mostly because he went to UConn, and he had stupid bounce, and he set the world record for the broad jump. But, like, nothing about his tape says, oh, he has great ball skills. He's just big, tall, and athletic. We know guys like that. But that's different. That dude was a safety. This dude is 6'5", 260, and he runs faster than fucking Jamal Charles. He runs faster than DeAndre Hopkins. He runs faster than T.O. He's like... He would narrowly lose a foot race to Deshaun Jackson. Like, that's stupid athleticism. And I didn't even get to Shaka Toney yet, who was like 6'2", 6'3", 240. He actually, was a better pass rusher. He ran a 4.5. 4.55. That just looks totally pedestrian. But that's insanely fast, too. For a guy who's a tweener running a 4.55. Like, these pro days are getting more and more ridiculous. Now, some people are saying, add a couple seconds, add a tenth of a second. You can add whatever you want, but speed, strength, like, you can coach somebody up. But, I don't know. The combine not being a thing this year might have made pro days that much more important again. Like, now people really have to actually care and go see this person work out. And they keep saying it's unofficial, but I'm like, they're only saying unofficial because they're not combine numbers. You don't have to run a 40 in Indianapolis to validate your speed. Like, Deshaun Jackson, they said he ran a 4.3 at the combine, a 4.35. Anybody who ever watched Deshaun Jackson play know he has 4.25 speed. He's one of the fastest human beings I've ever seen in my life. In his prime. Like, coming out of Cal, Long Beach Poly, those early years of Philly. Like, Deshaun Jackson was a 4.2 guy, not a 4.3 guy. Now, not Shaka, but Owe owns the record pretty much now for the fastest 40 time ever for a defensive lineman. If this was at the combine, he would have broke Montez Sweat's record by like 0.4 of a second. So, we'll see what happens. Pete? Jesus Christ. Pete, are you asleep, bro?
He's dealing with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So, when you look at all this pro day stuff, and there's even more pro days left, and then the draft is, like, it's almost already April.
Yeah, the draft's like literally about, a month away?
Legitimately a month away.
4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, and pro days are still going. it's like this year's going by insanely fast, but